is where that other woman tried to come up and help that woman while she was getting beat with the Billy Clubs. Is that one guy came up and pushed her so hard that she fell down backwards.
Sometimes the police, they get tired of putting up with the crap. People give them crap all the time out of their mouth. I mean, when a policeman tells you to do something, you're supposed to do it. Shut up and move back. Don't give them a hard time, but shoosh.
That is a police state. That is the mentality of a police state.
There's cops down there, and there's a white protester.
Just do as you're told.
Kept getting right in this one.
Police tell you to do something, you just do it. That is the definition of a police state.
Protester was, and kept on getting right in his face and telling that other guy F you and all that stuff. About he'd bend him over and do this to him and all that stuff. There's a black cop standing right next to him. That black cop just kept on smiling. He wanted to laugh so bad.
That's right. Just do as you're told. That is what the police state wants.
That white boy ain't gonna do nothing because that black policeman probably caught his clock.
Yeah, I think he even started in on the black guy and everything. That black guy had pretty good tolerance. I mean, he just basically laughed the whole thing off. So that guy was basically trying to provoke them to do something. I stood there and listened to him.
That's all they're doing. People want to get the police riled up so that they'll do something, so they get it on camera.
Just do as you're told. That's exactly what the police state wants you to do.
Wonder where he's at.
I barely heard it.
He heard you. It's about do what you're told. That station way out there. I keep on forgetting. They can't hear my little radio.
This is the 1122 Wingnut Radio.
There's some jerk. 700 repeater yesterday. He would, someone would say something and he'd turn around some kind of smart comment that he would use. Doing one of the voice changer apps on your phone, he'd type stuff in that would turn around and repeat it because it sounded like an electronic voice on there. He did that for quite a while.
From now on, it's going to be America first, okay? America first.
Yeah, I hear it all the time. Don't bother me. Where's this at?
It's the 1122 Wingnut Radio out here for Anarchy Television. It's about 5 minutes to 5 o'clock in the morning, the 16th of the 8th month of 2020. Some of the reasons why I record some of these conversations on the radio, because I want to actually highlight some of the brainwashed fuckers out there that are just repeating this bullshit, this idea that the police state, this idea of the New World Order and all that stuff as a good thing, as communism and socialism as a good thing. I want to highlight these things. This is what some people are actually believing in and think is the right thing. This is a lie. And there are a lot of people in this country that are children of that lie. They need to wake up. They need to grow up. Not any time in history has government ever protected its people. Government in all forms, all through history, has been the number one murderer of people on this planet. All governments, all through history, have been murderers of the people.
Go to the input or repeater, you can hear them.
And this idea that the cops tell you to do something, you just do it. Well, that is a police state. That is slavery. That's not freedom. That's not liberty. That's not the pursuit of happiness. That is slavery. That is indentured servitude. This is the lie that people believed. And I have this deep desire to wake people up from this. As somebody else said, and I actually kind of agree with this statement, I am trying to set brush fires of freedom in people's minds. I might not speak very eloquently, and I might have some quote-unquote questionable type language, or offensive language. Well, get the fuck over it. Quite honestly, man, these psychopaths that are using this propaganda, this mind control, this evil to put the people into slavery and into this idea that we're not worth anything because the government doesn't think we're worth anything, so we're not worth anything. That's a lie. I want people to wake up from this lie. The truth will set you free. The truth will come out. The truth doesn't care if you believe it or not. The truth doesn't give a shit if you disagree with it. The truth will always be the truth. I actually had somebody on YouTube that actually said the truth and facts are not the same thing. Truth is not facts. That's a lie. This idea that government is so big and so powerful, you have no chance whatsoever to defeat it. You might as well not even try. That is a lie. That is a lie they want you to believe. They want you to just sit there and take whatever they give you.
starting to get conditions already this morning.
People, you need to wake up from the lie.
Alrighty there, Boston.
Otherwise,
You started dropping out there at the very end, but
you'll be one of the first ones that they shove into a gas chamber and kill you.
too much fight work.
I have a big problem with a lot of this stuff that's going on right now, and it's getting worse as we speak.
Alright, Fender, was the number
We cannot allow this to happen.
number 256 QSL?
Just allowing it to happen, you're allowing the death of many, many people, including yourself and your family. You're complicit with their death. The death of millions of people will be on your hands because you are complicit and complacent with this shit.
252. Okay, 252, Mike Alpha. We got you in the log, man. 73.
What are you going to do when they come to your home? What are you going to do when they try to take your children away from you? What are you going to do when they try and take you away? I have family members that do not believe that the government is willing to do this. The government's on your side. Government's not your enemy. They really, well, I don't know if they deep down believe it, but on the surface they do. They believe it. They believe this. But I'm going to tell you something, man. Just think of the most evil thing. Just use your imagination. And I know all you guys out there in YouTube land have got good imaginations. Just use your imagination. Whatever you think is the most terrible thing that the government could do and is willing to do, you're not even scratching the surface. You're not even getting close. People.
Hey, Roger on the Lake Erie, man. How's your lake levels over there? How are your
They
lake
think
levels? Like,
because they're
Lake
so
Michigan
willing
right now,
to
I mean,
kill
we're
you,
getting so
to keep their control and their power.
It comes in, like I live a block away from Lake Michigan, and our little mouth on the river that kind of connects to our
That gives
creek,
them the authority.
it's
That gives them
getting dumped up
the
and
ability
plugged up,
and
man,
the
then the water
jurisdiction
comes
to
into
do
our
whatever the
yard,
fuck
like
they
the
want to
lake
do.
in our yard.
Because they're
How's
willing
your
to
lake
kill
doing
you
over
for
by
it.
you?
I got family members that have been in combat out in Afghanistan, Iraq and all that stuff, and Djibouti, Africa, and whatever. And they see a guy, and this is just an average person in their country defending their own life and defending their own family and their country. And these are American forces that see this man setting a IED, an improvised explosive device, out in a road. They categorize that man as a bad guy. Let me ask you, do these people not have the right to defend themselves? Just because they live in Iraq, for instance? Do they not have the right to defend themselves from an invading force into their country? Now, this is a question to all you military men out there, all you active military men, or you active police force. If we have an invading force into this country, Would you be willing to put IEDs out in the road to kill your enemy? Or is that going too far? Because quite honestly, man, I've asked family members that are in the military and they've killed so-called quote-unquote bad guys for putting IEDs in the road that kill American soldiers. I've asked that question to those military men. If you were here at home and an invading force came here, wouldn't you be willing to put an IED out in the road to kill that invading force?
Number one.
Now, the initial knee-jerk reaction answer I get was no.
Go ahead.
But I really hope that question sits there for a little bit and fries in a noodle for a little while. Because what would you do? What would you do if an invading force was to come into this country and basically just take over? Would you stand and fight to defend your life, your family's life, your country, the people in it, your neighborhood, your city, whatever? Would you do it? Would you, if you had the skills and the know-how and the means to make an IED, for instance? Would you do that to defend yourself and your family and your life and your livelihood or whatever from that force? Would you go as far as these brown people over in Iraq that everybody seems to think that they're the bad guys, or in Afghanistan or whatever, seem to think that they're the bad guys? A lot of these American forces, they really believe that if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have any freedoms. What freedoms do we have in this country anymore? I mean, really. And if you think we're the land of the free, home of the brave, right now, you're lying to yourself. You're fooling yourself. Because right now we have basically domestic terrorists that are calling themselves politicians and lawmakers, legislators, whatever, that are destroying our country, our culture, our history in this country, and killing American citizens right now. You got people that are wanting to be in power, and they want to force you against your will to wear a mask, stay 6 foot apart. And when they say they've come up with this vaccine, they want to force this vaccine into your veins against your will. And if you refuse, in their eyes, you should be punished. Is that land of the free? Home of the brave? It's time for everybody to wake up. It's time for everybody to take up arms against this tyranny that is coming down on us as we speak. Like I said, I ask these questions to the people, like, for instance, that are military men. Really, what are you fighting for? You're not fighting for us when we've got politicians trying to take away our rights by force. What are you protecting? You're not fighting for us, the people, your family. You're not fighting for us. You're technically fighting for the politicians and their interests, not ours. When they're basically legislating our rights away from us by force at the point of a gun. You got people that are being forced to close their businesses. And then if they defy or and refuse to close their business and keep their business open, by force, at the point of a gun, they will be arrested, put in prison or put in jail, fined, maybe even take away their business license so they can't open that damn thing again. Seven months ago, this was unheard of. 7 months ago, people said that would never happen in this country. 7 months ago, there was a lot of things that a lot of people said would never happen. It's happening right in front of our eyes right now. How much are you guys willing to take? Does it have to be where you've lost everything and then you'll fight back? Is that what it would take for you to lose everything and have nothing left to lose for you to fight back? Is that what it's going to take? Is that what it's going to take to open your eyes to see the truth? Seven months ago, a lot of things, a lot of people thought would never happen in this country. There's probably a lot of things still today that a lot of people think would never happen in this country. What do you think is going to happen in the next 7 months? Do you think any of those things that you think would never happen in this country might happen in this country in the next 7 months? Well, it's about 15 minutes after 5 o'clock local time out here in the Panhandle of Florida. This is the 1122 Wingnut Radio. Out here for Anarchy Television. And I'm back on the side.